Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Adam Mohammed Usman and welcome to the English news program on Somaliland National Television. Here are the stories making the headlines. President of Somaliland provides annual speech to the House of Parliament. President of Somaliland receives German delegation at the Presidential Palace. Vice Minister of Health took part in commemorating World Nurses Day. President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, made his annual speech to the House of Parliament and spoke about the achievements made by his administration during his time in office, particularly this year. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, provided his annual address at the House of Parliament, where he discussed many areas of development, covering areas such as peace, development and other areas of progress. On the issue of the report on his government, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud stated that his cabinet has achieved 85% of its pledges for the year, an additional 12% to be completed soon. On the issue of national security, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that peace is the foundation of civilized human life and that they are the arteries on which a nation makes active progress or not. He stated that peace in Somaliland is one of the best across the African continent, despite reports to the contrary. President of Somaliland continued to discuss that this is deeply entrenched in our culture and social practices to maintain our country, Somaliland. President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud added that there are those actively seeking to divide us and undermine our stability, democracy and development, but these enemies alone cannot harm us. The President concluded with the issues of the National Security Act and the National Police Act. On the discussion of Somaliland's foreign policy, which has been previously considered by some spectators as audacious, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that the international community respects us for what we have achieved in the region, but still do not recognize us, even though our intent is clear. The President of Somaliland continued to discuss the ongoing talks between Somaliland and Somalia, where he stated that motions are before the Parliament to decide what is in the national interest and what isn't. President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, added that he has recently seen in the Somali media the President of Somalia stating that there have been letters exchanged. However, the only letter that was sent was one congratulating the President on his election. President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud continued to say that he will not discuss with President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud where his borders are, as they have been clearly defined historically and practically. President sent a clear message stating that the people of Somaliland will defend, fight and die for their country. On the issue of health and education, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that they are fundamental human rights that every Somaliland national is entitled to, and those who are rightfully entitled will receive quality education free of charge. The President continued to state that it is evident today that our education standards are better than in previous years, and we are in fact better than many African countries in this particular sector. On the issue of health, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that it is a quality of life and his administration are taking tangible positive steps towards achieving the aim of better health for all. The President described the health institutions built during his time in office, raising the standards of quality and the fight against curable diseases. On the issue of livestock and the protection of our environment, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that we are a nation dependent on our livestock trade. It is our backbone. Therefore, it is in our benefit to ensure that we preserve our livestock and its environment in which they reside, in which they live. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, said that the country exports 12 million heads of sheep, 1.5 million heads of camel, and 1.5 million heads of cattle. On the issue of roads, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud stated that our national roads infrastructure is vital to peace, socio-economic development and communications between the regions. The President stated that the Hargeisa to Berbera road has undergone massive renovations, while the Hargeisa to Boroma road will recently be unveiled to the public. The Togwachala and Calabaid road was recently completed, while the road connecting the Togdere regional capital Bur'o to Sanag regional capital Adigabo, estimated to be 360 kilometers without international assistance, will soon be started. However, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud discussed the Somaliland Development Fund, which will contribute $4 million to the Berbera Sheikh Road and an additional $2 million to the Calabaid and Dilla Road. On the issue of airports, and the ports. President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud stated that they are the doors into our country with regards to international relations, socio-economic development, and various relations between ourselves and the international community. The airports of Hargeisa and Berbera have been transformed into international airports that cater for various types of aircraft, unlike before. The President added that Berbera International Port is vital to the Horn of Africa and is more strategic than other ports. Therefore, while the administration has been searching for ways to transform the port into a world-class facility, the President said there are ongoing talks with French company Ballor to invest in the facility to fulfill its potential. On the issue of state salaries, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud proudly stated that the public servant can now clearly show a difference in the quality of their life, where salaries have doubled and some have more than doubled. On the issue of peace and spreading good governance, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud stated that Somaliland has secured its borders and that the Minister of Health is currently in the Sool region to ensure this aim is achieved, while also extending to all regions along the eastern border. The President of Somaliland continued that the foundations of peace are established by constituents of Somaliland to preserve their own peace and distance themselves from all things that can damage this relationship, which has developed over a long period of time. On the issue of civil registration, the President said that we are on the precipice of ensuring that all nationals are registered, following the legislation set by the Houses of Parliament, which include the Somaliland Citizenship Act, Voters Registration Act and Civil Registration Act. On the issue of justice and the judicial system, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that there have been many steps that have been supported to raise the standard and encourage greater judicial systems to improve the overall structure of the judicial sector. On the issue of religious affairs, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that Islamic scholars will play a great role in ensuring the nation's Islamic principles are intact, which are included in the 115th article of the Somaliland Constitution. On the issue of the international community, the President said that the nation fully supports the fight against extremism and piracy, while the issue of recognition is something that only the Somaliland people can decide. On the issue of gender equality, President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud said that he has requested twice that the House of Parliament consider greater inclusion of women in the political process, and makes this request a third time. The President Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud concluded that the May 18th celebrations are already upon us, and kindly requests that all Somalilanders, no matter where they may be, ensure that this event is fully celebrated across the world. President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, received a delegation headed by the Deputy Ambassador for Germany that presides in Nairobi. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, warmly welcomed the high-profile delegation headed by the Deputy Ambassador for Germany that presides in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. The delegation arrived earlier today in the capital, Hargeisa, and they were received cordially in the presidential palace. The Deputy Ambassador arrived with a 90 million euro pledge from the German government. However, Somaliland will receive 25% of this budget. In a brief statement, the President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, praised the German support for the Somaliland government, which is not the first of its kind, and said that the money will be used for socio-economic development, for public facilities, as stated by the Minister of Planning and National Development during the press conference. And the German official speaking on behalf of the delegation said,
90 million euros for all Somalis, and a proportion of 25% of that for people in Somaliland. We have started our close cooperation.
The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, sent his condolences to the recently deceased regional coordinator for the Ministry of Education in the Togdel region, who died yesterday in the capital Hargeisa following several days of illness. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mohamud, sent his condolences to the recently deceased regional educational officer for the Togdel region, who died just yesterday in the capital Hargeisa after days of severe illness. The President reiterated the fruitful milestones achieved by the deceased Abdi Ahmed Saeed during his time as the regional coordinator for the Ministry of Education in the Togdel region, specifically in regards to educational development. The President sent his prayers for the deceased to receive the Almighty's mercy and forgiveness, and hopes the nation approach this time with patience, and hopes that other national heroes of his kind return in the future. The Vice Minister of Health, Nimr Hussein Bowden, took part in a ceremonial event commemorating World Nurses Day, which took place in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa.
This event, organized by the Ministry of Health and the Somaliland Nursery and Midwifery Association, had in attendance several health officials and health servants. Vice Minister of Health spoke about the significance of nurses all around the world and the role they play in providing better services for the nation in terms of health. She also stated that nurses are the second person that saves people's lives every day besides doctors, and that they are the bridge between the doctor and the patient. Chairperson of the Somaliland Nursery and Midwifery Association, Fawzia Mohammed Ismail, elaborated on the work her association does to better progress the services of nurses and midwives in Somaliland, stating that this association participates in worldwide conferences for health in order to benefit the nurses they train. One of the high-ranking officials of the Somaliland Nursery and Midwifery Association, Fadumo Abdi Kahin, pointed out that the nurses worldwide are the most individuals that serve the nation more than any other working individual. She continued praising the health servants' dedication, including the nurses the association is providing training projects for, and urged them to take advantage of the knowledge they keep on obtaining every day and to never give up on the profession they love. In conclusion, the Vice Minister and health representatives handed over certificates to the health officials who stood out while performing their duty.
Golis University and Magale University from Ethiopia signed an agreement of strengthening relations between the two institutions to collectively work together to empower students with all the necessary knowledge they need.
Officials from Igal Foundation, Magale University, and officials from Golis University were present at the event to discuss ways of further developing the nation. Officials from Igal Foundation, Magale University, and officials from Golis University were present at the event to discuss ways of further developing the knowledge provided in both universities after signing agreements to collaborate on empowering the students with skills to benefit the nation as future leaders. Chairman of Golis University stated that among the points the agreement included was to embark on a profound research in the history of the Horn of Africa in order to include it in the curriculums of both universities, which will benefit the students in knowing more about their area of origin. The chairman continued elaborating on the cooperative work which will be done by both universities, and stated that besides the research on history they are starting, there are plans of having more collaboration in terms of traditional and agricultural knowledge regarding Ethiopia's farming environment and long history they have. Chairman of Golis University announced that they are currently working on building a national museum that contains all traditional history of Somaliland, which is an initiative made for the first time inside Somaliland. In conclusion, officials from Igal Foundation gave gifts to the officials from Magale University.
An event to transfer items comprising of an ambulance and medical equipment donated for the Lascari district were conducted by the Somaliland government.
Attendees included the Director General for Health, First Deputy of the House of Elders Saeed Chama Ali, newly appointed Governor of Sanag Region, and a number of health officials. Director General for the Ministry of Health stated that Lascari district deserves to receive such attention health-wise, and expressed his joyfulness of the President's statement about the necessity of making Lascari district as equal as other districts and regions in receiving donations and assistance of any kind. First Deputy of the House of Elders Saeed Chama Ali described this as a step forward for Lasqori district to receive assistance to develop its different sectors with the help of the government and the people of Somaliland. He welcomed the donation and expressed his gratitude of the first donation by the President of Somaliland sent to Lasqori district, fulfilling his promise. The first deputy of the House of Elders urged the administration of the hospital to strengthen the relation between the administration and the employees, as well as amplifying the efforts in terms of attracting more support and assistance for the hospital. Vice Minister of Energy Abdessalam Muhammad Hassan expressed his admiration to this generous donation by the government of Somaliland. In conclusion, the newly appointed governor of Sanaag region expressed his appreciation for being the one who receives this kind of donation and thanked the government of Somaliland.
And that's all the news we have for you now. Thanks very much for watching. You can stay tuned on somalilandntv.com or get in contact with us on English section at Somaliland NTV. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.